Hey YouTube, got another video today. I'm going to show my next 10 CDs that I bought just in like the last random couple months, last 3 or 4 months. I think I said that in my last video. I got like 30 or 40. So before I go into my, actual organized collection that you're starting to see in the background, I just thought I'd whip through these, kind of just show what I've gotten, if anyone else wants to share, releases they've bought in the last few months. Let's talk about it. I don't have that many friends that are into metal, like in my area, so I don't get to talk metal too often, so I'm always up for it. It's fucking cold as shit out today. It's snowing. It's been like at the most like 15 to 17 degrees lately. It's fucking brutal. So anyway, let's get this started. First release here. I've been aware of this band for the last 4 or 5 years. Never actually heard them, but I just randomly picked it up at one of my local shops. This band is called Shamash, I believe. They are from Switzerland. They're like a black death metal of sorts. Haven't heard them, like I said, but I just thought the packaging was interesting. Their artwork seems to be typically pretty cool. And the release, this packaging on this is really interesting. It's a 3-disc album, and each disc comes in its own the cardboard sleeve, as you see. Number 1. Go away, Louie. Sorry. Number 2, which is what the fuck is that about? Anyways. Okay, most of their artwork is cool. I don't know about that last one. Or any of these. The band photo on Metal Archives I think is fucking awesome. This is pretty sick too. The band, they always look cool. Maybe, I've had this for like 4 months. I barely opened it. We'll see. Hopefully I like it. Next up, here's an album I really fucking like. As you can see, I'm wearing the shirt. Waited a while to get this release. I don't know why, because I fucking love it. Thyrion, Infernal Warriors of Death. This is released on Deathgasm Records. Highly, highly fucking recommended. Semi-doomy, old-school, crushing, evil death metal. You need this in your life. You can get it. I assume you can get it from Deathgasm. I bought it from Wes Weaver of the band. You can find him on Facebook. Super nice guy. I got the shirt from him. I bought that CD from him. I bought a patch from him. All within the last 3 or 4 years. He's a super cool guy. He'll get it out to you. He'll ship it out to you like the next day. He doesn't fuck around. Super cool guy. Next, we have a fairly new release. The new Inquisition album. I'm a big Inquisition fan. I own all their stuff. As usual, it's a fucking tongue twister to say the album title. It's a bloodshed across the Empyrean altar beyond the celestial zenith. Whatever these guys have going on in their head, I'm sure is way above above me. But anyway, I fucking love their music. This is really cool news. It's a good album, by the way. I've heard it, I think, 2 or 3 times already. Not going to really go into it, but cool news. I live in Washington State, as do Inquisition. They live in the Seattle area. I'm like 5 hours from there, and never gotten to see them live. Always wanted to, and I just got the news like 2 days ago that they're going to play in my town, and I'm just fucking beyond excited. Sadly, it's not until like February 1st, so goddamn it, now I have to wait a month and a half and just be thinking about it every goddamn day. Alright, next up we have one of the few vomitoria albums I didn't own, and now I have it. Carnage Euphoria. It's a fucking good album. I've as you probably have too, I've heard all of Vomitoria stuff, and they never, literally ever let you down. This album is as good as anything they've done, I believe. So that's, I think out of Sweden, they're definitely my favorite death metal band. Superior to the rest, I think. And now we have a band who, I'm not too big on this album, but I picked it up anyway. I got it pretty cheap. I like this band's first album a lot. I really love their demos, and everything else they've done is hit and miss for me, mostly in this. But we have Lindbarnic Art, Ultimate Death Worship. Lindbarnic Art out of Norway. You probably know who they are. Kind of a symphonic black metal band. They've been kicking around since the early 90s. Yeah, like I said, love their demos, love their first album. Everything else is shoddy for me. Now we have a band who I grew up in the 90s, as I've said in some other videos, so I do like a fair amount of grunge stuff. Some of it I think blows. I fucking hate Pearl Jam and shit like that, but I've always loved Soundgarden and Alice in Chains. I've gotten a lot of flack for that by, you know, some of my metal friends. You can't like that stuff, it's shit. I don't give a fuck, man. I grew up with those bands. I still like them. There's my little mini rant on the whole grunge thing. I don't care. I mean, like I said before, these fucking rules in metal that you have to follow, it's bullshit, man. You can like other stuff too. Anyway, Screaming Trees. This is a I can't remember, EP or a promo. Something About Today. Yeah, haven't heard it. Bought it like earlier this year, I think, or something like that. But I do like some Screaming Trees stuff. I think Mark Lanigan has a really cool voice. That's all I have to say about that. Now we have another cool band that I feel like got some attention when they were newer, and I don't hear much about them lately. But from the UK, A Forest of Stars. Look at that fucking artwork. I mean, this artwork is beyond. It's just. I have stared at it for so long. It's crazy. They're a unique band, and man, I guess you gotta have some unique artwork to go along with that. I'm gonna kind of panel through. Look at that shit. I mean, it's fucking awesome. Like I said, they are out of the UK. They're kind of like a experimental black metal band. I think some people have called them progressive black metal. They're a weird black metal band, basically. Really good. I really liked their first album. They kind of lost me after that. But this album has rekindled my interest in them. It's really good. Next, we have another one that I'm sure I could get a fair amount of shit for, and I could give a fuck, like always. It's the new Ghost EP. Hope Star. Not real big on that title, but whatever. It was like $7. I own all Ghost stuff. I have since they first started releasing material. I gotta say, there is one original song on here. The rest are covers, kind of like their last EP. But the original song they did, Square Hammer, I think it's fucking awesome. It is my favorite song that I've heard this year. I've listened to it like 30 times. Sorry, it's just such a catchy. It's a cool song. Go check it out if you haven't. I don't know what else to say. It kicks ass. I like the cover of I Believe. Nocturnal Me is pretty good. The other two are kind of fucking throwaway for me. Yeah. Say what you want about Ghost. I don't give a fuck. Next we have another band who I have listened to. Sorry, my fucking dog. He's an idiot. This is a band I liked a lot when I was younger. Not too big on this kind of music these days, but I picked this up just because it was used, and I was like, why the fuck not? We all do that shit. Dying Fetus. Infatuation with Malevolence. This is an early release, which is kind of why I picked it up. It's like a compilation of, I think, like some of their early EPs or demos. And it's a Wild Rags release, too, which is kind of cool, because you don't find Wild Rags stuff too often anymore. So, I picked it up for the fuck of it. What's the word? Nostalgia purposes. And last up, I only wanted to show, I'm only going to show 10 at a time, like I said, so here's number 10. I may have said before, I'm a massive Peter Gabriel fan. He is probably my favorite non-metal artist, and I don't even have the words to describe how I feel about his music. But yeah, kind of a double disc album. Peter Gabriel plays live. What can I say? It's a live album of his earlier stuff. Actually, I think this was 80s. I think it was, yeah, I'd say probably first 3 or 4 albums, something like that. It's a good live album. What can I say? I don't listen to live albums too much, but occasionally. Anyway, that's 10 albums. I probably won't do another video until next week. Not like anyone gives a fuck, but yeah, comment. Let's talk about what, releases you bought recently, or whatever else. Just pop in and say hi. That'd be awesome. As you might have noticed, I don't have many subscribers, but if you've been checking out my channel, you notice that I changed the name of my channel. I thought I'd make it something cooler instead of just my stupid name. So yeah, I gave it kind of a cool title, I guess. thought that would mix it up a little bit. Anyway, like I said before, I could ramble on forever about stupid shit. But guys, have a good weekend, and I'll see you next time.